has me on tonight teaching how to dance from your center point. This is an interesting thing because most people don't know what their center are, and also the center could move. Now, Michael and I were talking, and he was told that the center is, if you put your finger on your belly button and go down 3 more fingers, that's your center. And in meditation, this is true, and also in martial arts. However, anything from emotional trauma to physical trauma can change where a person lives their life from or where their center is. Matter of fact, and I'm stopping Michael from beating me up here, most people live their lives from their heart. So their center moves up to here, and I've actually had people say to me, I didn't know I had legs until I took your class. So if Michael is all set here, Michael and I are going to start.
It's not
He's
happening.
not set yet. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that,
Yes,
Michael.
yes. Teach us.
So let's go through a small exercise to begin to get a feel for where our center is. And as you can see, I'm already starting to move my feet apart. And I really should have worn something light so you could see me against this dark backdrop. But we'll do the best we can. So we're going to separate our legs. Hello, Michael, and Michael Coran is
Yes,
to
which
join
I
us.
still have to press record because that's having its own challenges.
So we're going to separate our legs, and our feet are going to be 45 degrees out. So they're going to be pointing out. I guess they call that pigeon-toed. Is that right, Michael?
If you say so.
If I say so.
Yeah.
I like the way you think, if I say so. So we're going to bend slightly, and we're just going to sit into this as Michael scoots across and pushes some buttons.
No, it's not doing it. Well, keep telling us. Keep
Okay.
telling us.
So we're going to sit into this, and we're going to begin to move our pelvis forward and then back. You can't really see me doing it, so I'm going to put my hands here so you can see the movement. Forward and back. And we're just going to pump it forward and back, opening up the iliosacral area. That's the area, the space between the sacrum and the spine, or the lumbar sacral area, I'm sorry. And that's all we're going to do. We're just going to move our hips forward and back to start to warm up that area. Moving it forward and back and just opening that up. Going to drop a little bit further. And we're going to put our hands on our knees at this point, or actually on our thighs. We're going to push our back sides, as far back as we can.
Wow.
And then look up. And move your shoulders in circles.
Wow.
As if you're backpedaling. And then bring the pelvis forward. And just circling the shoulders
Wow.
back. We're not going to move the waist just yet.
Oh, I
Michael.
see. Okay.
We're going to
I'm watching.
articulate the erectors of the spine, and the shoulders are going to cause the hips to move. So it's as if we're doing a backstroke, but without the arms.
Oh.
Right, one arm, one
Wow,
shoulder.
That's nice.
Yeah, and keep
Let me
going
just
back and
try
forth.
See if this works.
Now, if your legs are getting
No,
tired,
it's
go ahead
not
and come up.
working. Wow. It's just not working. The tape recorder's not working.
Back away.
Yes. It's still not working.
So we're going to come up and give our legs
But
a little bit of a rest.
I'm not recording the show, alas. Can you? Can you record the show? Yeah.
Okay. So once again, we're going to drop down. We're going to move our pelvis forward and back. Forward and back. And just warm that area up.
This is great, Q.
Thank you.
Even though I was distracted, I'm getting into it.
So that's all we're going to do. We really need to warm this area up. This is an area that really doesn't get a lot of attention unless you practice yoga or are a dancer and stretch daily. Most people live their lives in an office, or if they're doing hard labor, they're not bending correctly, so the lumbar region is really getting stiff. And now let's come up and rest again.
I love this. Thank you. It can be taken off the. Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, we're going to put our hands on our hips.
Hands on our hips.
Uh-huh. And then we're going to move our hips from left to right. So right, left. So now we're opening up the lower lumbar and and going into the sacral region left and right, rather than forward and back. And this is just a warm-up. We're going to actually accentuate some movements to open up that lumbar region and get you more in touch with that center here. And then we're going to move that center about a bit.
And the center is the pelvic bowl? The whole?
Right, the bowl itself, where your pelvis bone ends. You can look at this whole section. This is really your center.
And the stuff that's inside, yes? The
And
whole.
the stuff that's inside.
And then-
So, left and right.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take our hand and we're going to bring it up, palm facing up, and create a ball. And now we're going to take that ball and both palms are going to face up, and we are going to bend to one side as far as you can. The other way,
maybe
Michael.
you can come closer to me, yes. So
Okay, so this way, Michael.
Oh, yes.
Towards me.
Yes.
And look up at the ceiling. Now reach out. Palm up.
Wow, what a difference, yes. My Lord.
And then we're going to come out of that, still holding a ball. Switch that over. And we're going to tilt the other way.
So I'm tilting. I think I'd like you in front of me. Is that possible?
Sure.
Yes, okay.
Tilt, palms up,
Yep.
and push out with the hand, top hand. Looking up at the ceiling. And bring it around. And let's rest a bit. So that last stretch is going to stretch the lats all the way into the waistline. So once again, let's do that. So you should really be starting to feel your waist
Good, and you
getting a little bit looser here, right?
I feel just extraordinarily happy inside now.
Anticipating the dance, Michael?
No, just the warm up itself feels. Yeah.
All right, so hands on your hips. So now we're going to do circles. And circle from right to left. In your case, you might be seeing left to right.
I'm just following you.
Staying in the center.
Yeah.
And
Would you like to say what this is doing to your center, both the
we're
bones?
actually creating a circle with the center.
And what does it feel like inside?
You're going to feel, when you come forward, you're going to feel kind of a pull at the lower abdominals and into the legs. And as you go off to your left, you're going to feel that more at your IT bands and right in front of them. And when you go,
And IT bands means?
IT band is the muscle that runs along the side of your leg here. So we've got our front. When we bring it forward, the erectors are going to be stretched in the back, and the lumbar region is going to open up. And this is going to lubricate that whole
Wow.
connection there.
Wow.
Now, where you feel a stuck point, like if you feel like pain when you get to here or here, that's something you want to pay attention to. And maybe run over that ground a few times to warm that up. And let's reverse direction. And it's work. Let's bring it together. Cool off a bit. So how's your waistline feel and
I feel
well
just
lubricated?
lots of life inside.
Lots of life inside. Doing this, you massage all the organs of the intestines. They start to move about a bit. So it's actually really good for digestion as well. All right, so we've opened up from left to right. We've done circles, and we're going to do these circles again with a smaller stance. You might even feel this in the knees, even though you're not really moving, but those muscles are being pulled. Right? And let's reverse direction. Really looking to stretch out now. Let's really make this bigger. So you see, we warmed it up with all these smaller movements and
Yes.
stretches to really start to make a circle with that center point. And let's reverse direction.
When you say center point, what do you mean?
I mean that initial thing we discussed, 3 fingers down from your belly button.
Oh. So even though I'm dancing from my whole pelvic bowl, and what both the pelvis and what's inside,
Mhm.
there's also
Everything's-
that center point.
That's where all your movement begins from.
Oh.
But there's also a center point in the back that coincides with that front position.
Yes.
So really you have the front center and the back center.
Right.
And somewhere in the center of those two is your true center.
Oh, right.
So it gets pretty complicated.
But you can feel that.
Hmm.
I feel it's easy for me to feel my pelvic bones and what's inside there. But there's a center in there. Could you describe what it is when you feel it?
Oh, it's interesting. It feels as if there's actually a P that's holding all your tendons together right at that center point.
A little like
Like a little P that everything's attached
Oh,
to.
right.
You might even feel it in the groin area, like a pull moving into the center point. But you can take this center and move it to the chest. As you saw, I was just doing chest rolls.
Oh, so this center area
Can
moves
change.
around, yeah.
You decide the center.
Wow.
So although the center of the waist is here and everything moves from the waist, you can bring that center up and just move the chest.
And so you imagine that P just traveling
It
up.
just
to-
went up, right? That's all I
Right.
did. And of course you could do it with the head. Okay. Now, let's move that center over to the right leg. And you might be seeing it as the left out there in TV land. And we're just going to do circles into that right leg. And let's close that gap up a bit. So we're really going to work with that right, and right, and right, and right. And just swing it over to that foot and bring it back.
And what are we swinging? We have a center down there now?
Our center has moved from here to our hip line. So right there.
Oh.
And we're going to use that. And let's reverse that. So move.
So this is like modern astronomy. This
Yeah,
Earth can be the center, or the sun can be the center.
Absolutely. It all
Or
depends
the
on your
gap.
perspective.
Yes. Oh, right.
Okay. Let's go over to the other hip and circle from in to out. Good. Keep your head up.
Oh, yes, I'm watching you. I try to watch you on television.
Okay.
Oh, is that like it might
He's
be
watching
TV?
me on TV.
Yeah.
And let's reverse that. Bring it around.
It's much easier to watch you when it's you. Take a
Yep.
look at you, Hugh. I don't need to look at
Hip. Hip. Bring it around. It's as if you're scooping something with your hip or with your knee and pulling it in, which is actually a martial arts move. So they all kind of intertwine at some point. Okay, so we've looked at working with the center at 3 different stations. At the center station, to the right or your left, and then to the left or your right. Okay, now let's do figure 8s. You ready?
Yep.
All right, so right, left, right,
Ah.
left, right, left.
I find my center is now back in my pelvic area.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you can feel it shift when you shift your weight to get those hips moving. And let's get down.
So there's different centers in my, always, it's like
Wherever you put your attention, that's a center.
my.
Now, usually when you walk or when you're dancing, you're going to drop to here anyway because you can't move otherwise. If you don't, if you're not, you can't really move from one thing to the next.
Unless,
We'll get unless
Yes.
you've got a sense of this
Okay.
true, what I call
Yeah.
a true center. So we've got our figure 8 going, and now let's start to shift the weight with that. Right? And now down and up. And just lifting and rising and falling, getting a feel for how that sacrum tucks under, the hips tuck under when you drop down naturally. Okay. So, we ready to actually do some dancing now?
this has been dancing for me.
Okay. So, I wonder if we're going to have music tonight.
I can ask. It's, because you love music now. Huh?
Well, no, I mean, we can go through moves without music, certainly.
Yes.
So-
Okay.
So there's so many different styles of dance. I mean, I do some hip hop, some salsa, merengue, and improv is really what we kind of discussed, how to move about in improv. So a lot of improv seems to be, especially when you go to places that do improv, seems to be mainly based in kind of a pseudo ballet or a pseudo modern jazz format, where people will do a lot of,
not a dance freedom.
or hopping.
Dance freedom is more just
It's more like,
moving around and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just very simple, actually. Thanks to you, I might be more.
you might be more adept thanks to me.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So let's try to make that our goal for this show. So
Okay.
is to get you a little bit more ahead of this.
But
game.
just to summarize, so that you could think of the center as below your belly button,
Yes.
or in your back, or between the two,
or between the two,
or the pelvic area,
or the entire pelvic area.
including the bowl, and,
Yeah.
and then it could move.
You can move up to the
So it's
chest.
this is freeing. It's not like you hover.
It is absolutely.
Oh.
At least the way I teach dance. At least the way I was taught dance. You don't really want to limit your possibilities and range of motion and the articulation of
And where you move from.
and where you move from.
Right.
Absolutely. Okay.
One last funny question, maybe. Can you move from your heart?
Yes, when you do these chest rolls,
Wow, I can feel love. No wonder people love you, Q.
and
You just
thank you.
send them a
But you
little-
want to keep the chest, the shoulders along. The shoulders stay stationary.
Oh yes,
And
it
it's the
matters,
chest.
yeah.
That opens and closes.
Or even from the head, can you move from
Yes,
the
yes, of course.
And then that's the center of my body. This
That,
one.
at the moment, that's the center
Wow.
of your body. You can move with the knees.
And you connect with other people's center when you dance, or
Yeah,
not?
absolutely.
You feel
You
them?
know, if you're sensitive enough to feel it, absolutely. I mean, some people are just pure improv dancers, and they basically mostly sense themselves.
Yes.
And I thought-
Something happens when it starts.
right when you connect and you start
Yeah.
to follow each other's movements, there's a charm
Yes.
quality
yes.
to it.
It's an us. or we. Yes.
So, where would you like to start? Would you like to start with turns, with
I would like to imagine
imagine?
that we're meeting at dance freedom. Which is,
It's hard to imagine without music, Michael.
oh yes, it is hard to. I can ask. Let's see. It's we only have 6 more minutes, so
Really?
we might have another show.
Okay.
We
All right.
sometimes to do the next half hour.
Well then, let's just simply look at a basic turn.
Okay.
Okay. A basic turn being you step forward, you bring your hands up. Now you can do this on the ball of your foot or on the heel of your foot is fine either, whichever one you feel more comfortable
Wow.
with. It's a little bit quicker if you go on your heel. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring our See, that's perfect. It's the stop that we need to work with.
Oh, I
But
see.
clearly you have a sense of your center when you do that.
I have a sense of my center.
Yeah, because you can actually get it done. So let's take this step by step.
Okay.
We're going to step out. Pick, I'm going to go with the ball of my foot on this. It's a little bit more like ballet. And when we spin, we're going to move at the pelvis and bring that right foot up to the knee. Boom, boom.
Move at the pelvis.
But the right foot is going to come up. So we're going to step out with our left foot.
Yeah.
Right. Hands are going to go up. This is going to give us our torque.
Yeah.
Move and step.
Wow.
So you're going to step out.
Okay. Okay. So,
Again?
So my left foot is out.
We're going to step out with our left.
You can be in front of me again.
Bring it
It's so
over.
much easier. Yes. Do you mind being
And
in front
step.
of me?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But then nobody sees you.
I know, but
All
that's not
right.
choice.
And you can't see my feet if I go too far forward.
Yeah.
So we step,
Yeah.
turn, and stop yourself.
Oh, but that. I'm going to watch you. What? Okay.
So here, turn, stop.
Oh, that right foot goes out.
Mhm.
Yes. I see. Very
Try it
slow.
together. We want to
Okay.
try it on
Here.
your
Left
Here.
here.
Boom,
Turn.
boom.
Boom.
Perfect. Very nice. All right, let's do it again. See if we can't do it with a little bit more panache. We're going to step forward. Hands are up, like
Hands are
so.
up. Yeah.
Right, and throw the chest out. Step, boom. We're gonna put our arms out.
Who?
Hopefully not hitting the guest.
Okay.
The
Let's
guest. All right, so step forward, turn, and boom.
see.
That's it.
You have the energy for turning. I'm going to just watch you turn again.
Sure.
If you-
Here's my torque. When I step into this left foot,
Yeah.
you're gonna see my center turn towards that left foot. That's my torque.
Oh, that gives you the swing.
Right,
to the
and
right.
that's going to give me that, and then right into
Oh,
it. Right?
you can see.
So,
Every
step forward,
Yeah.
torque into it,
torque into it.
and then spiral out
Yes.
and into your front step with that
Yes,
right leg.
with the right leg.
With
yes.
the right leg. That's the one that came up for your heel,
I like
right?
that better anyway. But
Okay, step left,
left, the torque.
right,
Oh, this
Down.
step.
don't go out the window though. So once again, step,
Yes, step,
torque,
torque,
spin,
Spin.
stop.
stop. Get closer. Okay, I like it, even done badly.
Well,
Anything.
what's going on is you're stopping shorter than your spin wants to let you. So don't force the stop. Let the stop happen on its own.
Wow, okay,
Right?
step.
Boom. Boom. That's it. Not bad. Not bad.
Oh, I see. So it's
And
in
you had a
another
nice
zone.
wider
It's in
stance
another
on
zone,
that.
Yes. It's in
Right?
another zone. Okay,
So-
step.
No.
Torque.
Yo, you didn't torque enough.
I didn't torque
Step.
enough. Oh.
Torque left or right,
Step.
depending on what leg is at. Now there's your torque. Now you're going to bring that right foot up to your knee, and then let it fall.
Whoa, that was better.
That was better. You're stopping. You're stopping your turn in the chest though.
I'm still doing it.
That's contorting you a little bit. So
Okay.
step, turn left.
Step, torque, turn left.
Okay. No, don't do it. Don't go yet. Turn left.
Turn left.
Okay, both feet flat on the ground.
Both feet flat on the ground.
Straighten up your body.
Straighten up your body. Wow.
Okay. And now when you turn out, don't stop the turn in your shoulders. Let that turn take you. Yeah. Now bring your foot with that. If you can bring your foot with that shoulder, you're good to go, right?
So last
Boom,
minute.
boom.
Okay. But it's been fun doing it anyway. I hope you're doing it at home. You're not just watching this. This is your last chance. Up. Okay.
Step,
Torque.
turn, drop.
Whoa.
Good. Not bad. Once again, ready?
Oh, we're doing it. Okay.
Step,
Step.
turn, drop.
Turn.
Drop. Nice. Very nice.
Much better.
Much
Thank you.
better.
Say last words. Say goodbye.
All right. It was great being here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Michael.
Oh, and we realized there's so many centers.
You can always contact me at qunlimited@yahoo.com if you have questions.
Yes. Where was that Q?
QUE Unlimited at yahoo.com
Aye.
for questions on dancing at the center.